Welcome back to the 6 o'clock show. We're delighted to have Aisling Larkin back in the studio with us. Just remind us what you've got for us tonight, Aisling. There's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff, but we're going a little bit healthy, but not too extreme. This is warming, comforting, nourishing, gorgeous food for January. So we're going to do carrots, roast carrots in the oven with a little Dukkah spice. Then I'm going to show you how to make a really lovely whipped cream cheese and some really lovely wholemeal flatbread. So this is the perfect, like, lunch, working from home lunch, or supper. Something easy, but getting in all your veg, getting in all your lean proteins, getting in all your whole grains. That's what you want to do at this time of year. You know, you don't want to go extreme, no restriction. It's about just nourishing yourself as much as possible.
It's cold out there.
It is, and getting colder. We had snow on the top of the mountains this morning.
Yeah, it's definitely getting colder. Yeah, I love it.
-3 tonight, folks. So.
Oh, really? There you go. Well, listen,
anyway, so how do we get started?
Perfect. Right. What I'm going to show you first is my carrots. So I'm putting a little bit of honey over my carrots. Little bit of olive oil. So these are
whole carrots.
These are little baby carrots.
I like
them. And you know they're so much more common in the supermarket now. And these were like they're good value. They're lovely little carrots. So they're baby, so they're sweeter. So they're really lovely to eat on their own.
Do you peel them though?
No, wash them.
Just
give them a little wash, and that's it. And then what I'm going to sprinkle on top is this Togarashi spice, okay, or a Dukkah. So a Dukkah is like a little Middle Eastern spice. It has cumin, it has coriander, chopped up hazelnuts, pine nuts, anything like that. And what it does is it just adds a lovely crunch. What you could add is something like a little bit of this guy, which is a peanut rayu. So again, this one kind of has the sesame seeds, the peanuts, but it has chili in it. So depending on how much heat you want. If you're trying to cut down fat and things like that, really good way is like spice it up. You know, add your lovely spices and your herbs, and then reduce down, you know, add the spice, reduce down the fat, the salt, the sugar. So these are going to go in the oven. These are going to roast for about half an hour. And this is what they look like when they come out. They are just beautiful. So you guys can see them. They're just...
You don't need to parboil them or anything, no.
Nothing. Just straight in the oven, okay? So that's the first thing. So I'm going to leave these guys here for a second, and we're going to serve those up. That's all you have to do with them. Put them in, chop them up, like, so have them like this is like a warm salad almost, you know, so they're really, really nice. And then to go with that, we're going to do our soup. So this is our ginger and sweet potato soup. So I've got my sweet potato chopped up, diced up. That's going into my saucepan. So this is one medium sweet potato. Peel it as little as possible. Now do peel them for soup. If I was roasting sweet potato, leave the skin on, because a lot of the nutrients are under the skin and you've got the fibre. For the soup, take it off though. It's nicer to take it off. And that's about 250 grams of potato there, right? Into that, I have some beautiful fresh ginger. You could add an onion. You could add a regular potato if you wanted. And I have 4 cloves of garlic.
Oh, yeah, that's for the immune system.
Exactly. And it's things like that. So what I'm going to put into that as well is
if you eat 4 cloves of garlic, you don't have to worry about passing that to somebody else unless they're eating it with you, because you're in the box room on your own.
You know what? And when it cooks down, I think sometimes when people make soups, one of the biggest questions I get over on Instagram is things like, my soup is bland, it's lacking a bit of flavour. You have to season your food. You do. But rather than using bucket loads of salt, go with the spices and go with the herbs. So what I'm adding in here is cumin, which is that lovely earthy, smoky spice, smoked paprika, just for a little bit of gentle heat, and then turmeric, which gives it that lovely yellow colour. Now, I've used dried turmeric. You can get fresh. Comes like that root ginger, orange. You just peel it, grate it. Beautiful for that anti-inflammatory, and you have to heat it, but it's really, really nice. So cook these off just for a couple of minutes. And then you want to just get a little bit of colour on them, okay? So I would sweat them off at home, you know, 5-10 minutes, just get a little bit of colour on them. And then into that, we are going to put 250, 350 mLs of stock. Obviously, if you're doing veganuary and you're going vegan or more vegetables or anything like that, use a vegetable stock cube. I put in a chicken one. It's fine, either way, whatever suits. And again, coconut milk. Right. Or you can use cream. Or you can use milk. Or you can use low-fat milk or slim milk. So it depends where you're at and what's important to you for your nutrition, I suppose. The coconut milk is really nice, though. You basically put that on to boil. So we're going to leave that simmer for about 25 minutes. How do you know when it's done? When your sweet potato is soft. That's all you have to worry about. Put it in your food processor, blitz it down, and this is what it turns out like. So you have this beautiful, thick, rich, creamy soup. So I'm just going to spoon this into the bowl. And then think about if you went to a restaurant. Don't they give you lovely little garnishes on top? They make it look a little bit
that little bit in the middle.
The little bits.
Yeah.
And it's the little bits that make the difference when you're at home, you know? So I think it's really lovely to add those. So I'm going to add a tiny little dollop of Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you can add a little bit of red chili. I have chili, salt, a little bit of chili kind of seasoning. So you just want to spice it up a little bit. I have these beautiful roast chickpeas. Now, if over Christmas, when you were sitting in front of the telly,
nice.
you were digging into a couple of peanuts by the night and you love the little salty crunch, these are brilliant.
She had a camera in my house.
I'd say, Martin, you weren't alone, to be honest. There was a lot of people, the crisps and the peanuts out over Christmas. But what these are is roast chickpeas.
Oh.
Put your chickpeas on a tray, same spices that went into the soup, a tiny bit of olive oil, roast them off in the oven, 15, 20 minutes. They're lovely, crunchy, so you get that spicy, salty, crunchy bite. But they're full of protein, not full of fat.
Yeah.
So they're really healthy and a lovely little topping on your soup as well. I want to show you my piadinas, or the flatbreads. I'm going to pop this one on. So this is what it looks like. I've got a griddle pan here. You can do them in a regular frying pan, but griddle pan gives them this lovely effect. And I'm going to show you how to cook them while this one is cooking, right? Yeah. These are so easy. Again, if you want to just step away from a little bit of the processed food, you want something a little bit more natural, this is really, really good. So I have in here whole grain flour, and I have white flour, plain flour. All of this is up on my Instagram, by the way, as well, and I'll put everything up later on tonight. Yeah. Into that, I'm putting Greek yogurt, okay? You can get 5% Greek yogurt, 10% or 0% fat, okay? Again, depending where you're at. This is new, it's 5% in the supermarkets. Little dribble of olive oil. So this is a very Italian dish. Into that, I'm adding a handful of nuts and seeds. Pumpkin seeds, linseed,
There's so much
flax
nutrition
seeds.
in this as well, and it's just so tasty, but adds so much to it. Like
it's all the good stuff, and it's made from scratch. And like these flatbreads, I cannot tell you, like this is it. Mix this around, you get this dough, you basically roll it out like you saw me just there a second ago. Put it on the pan, 3-4 minutes each side. That's it, they're done. So if you're having like your tortillas or like, you know, a naans are very high in calories, right? So do this instead and have one of these. So you're getting in your whole grains, you're getting in your nuts and seeds. So incredibly good for you. I'm going to flip this one over.
And lovely when they're warm. I think you were saying
I'm pretty impressed that she actually just picked it straight up off the pan.
I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have used my little
fingers
flipper.
over there, look.
I know, my fingers don't feel it anymore. They really don't. It's incredible. The next thing I want to show you that we're going to top these with is cream cheese. I adore cream cheese. You know, New York, Delhi, cream cheese. Oh, I miss, you know, it's a different style of cream cheese over there than it is to here. But I'm going to show you a little secret, right? So I'm adding in loads of herbs. I have thyme, I have parsley, I have a little bit of oregano. Don't be afraid to mix dried and fresh herbs. Sometimes dried don't work so well on their own. You can kind of, they're obvious, but when you mix them with a few fresh, you get tons of flavour. So I've got chives, I've got tarragon, I've got a little bit of dill. Mix them all around. Here's the secret. Sparkling water.
Oh.
Little dash of sparkling water into your cream cheese. And I'm using full fat, you can use low fat. Whisk it around, and it gives it this whipped lightness of a cream cheese. And this holds. Now, this will look a little bit thin at this stage, but when you reset it in the fridge,
only a little drop,
it thickens up. Little drop, like 25 mils to maybe like 150. Whip it up, and this gives you this incredibly light.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that happens really quickly.
Really different
that's it.
isn't it?
And it holds.
Would you say that if you leave it in the fridge to set,
it'll just harden up. It'll go a little bit more solid in the fridge after you do it, but you still
you want a nice
get the
dollop.
lightness.
Literally, that's that kind of...
Oh, there you go. There's the top of the whisk. No, I don't need that part. Finish that part now.
But I know that kind of like fluffiness,
Exactly.
so we got about less than a minute.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to plate it up, right?
Yep.
You have your beautiful piadinas or your flatbreads. We are going to use a lovely dollop of our whipped cream cheese on top there.
It's nice on the griddle pan as well, the bread, because you can see that. I love
the lovely little effect.
Yeah,
and it's the little things like that kind of, how do you take your home cooking to that next level? And it's those little steps. A couple of beautiful carrots on here, and these are gorgeous, lovely roast carrots. We're going to top it with a little bit of fresh rocket, and then we can add a little bit of spice. We can add a little bit more of the Togarashi, a couple of the chickpeas, and have that with your soup. And it is just the most wholesome, nourishing lunch. It's one of those things that you'll make, but make a double batch, so then you've got loads left over as well. And there you go, guys. That's it.
This is why we love it so much, Larkin, everybody. It looks amazing.